What's going on, everybody, man? It's your man, Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter at PhillyFreck215.
And it's your boy, Carl, man. You can follow me Twitter, man, Pastor Carl Day. The greatest pastor and sports podcaster in America. This is Troll Free Sports.
We live.
Yes, we are. We're live at the Greene Turtle.
Happy to be here with y'all tonight.
I'm certainly happy to be here because during 4:30 to 6:30 they have a happy hour, and I'm eating this fascinating crab dip right now with these tortilla chips, but they also have these like pretzel bites too that you can eat it with. Half off appetizers, half off drinks from 4:30 to 6:30. I'm telling you now, like, if you haven't been here yet, you're missing out on it. And I'm not saying that because I'm here, but I'm telling you this because you thank me later for tasting it. Trust me.
Well, I'm just happy to be here, because the Eagles 5-1, first place, in the NFC, looking to stay there too, so it's good. It's good on my part, man. Life is good right now.
Well, I'm just happy to announce that never in the history of the NFL have the season ended at week 6. So,
that's true, but we living in the present, though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
thank you.
Listen, no trolling at all, man.
October, I'm talking about October 16th, man. I can't predict the future. I'm just talking about.
Kudos to the Eagles for winning the week 6 championship.
That's right.
So this is Troll Free Sports.
If it was the other way around, you'd be saying the same thing, though.
Oh, I certainly would. So yeah, I'm not going to take that away from you. Go ahead and gloat for now, man. It's week 6. Eagles have definitely been the best team in the division, bar none, and that's just what it is, man. So. It's definitely going to be a great episode, man. We get to cover the Eagles and Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Great game.
Talk about some of the recent developments in the NFL, man, league-wide.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's just middle of the season, man. Greatest sport in the world, man. I'm just happy that, through all the off-season talk, we getting some great football games, so.
Amen.
It's nice.
Amen to that.
It's nice.
Amen to that. All right, so listen, man, let's get into it, man. Let's get to the 3 up, 3 down. Jeff, I defer to you to all things Eagles related.
That's right.
And I just try to temper you if you kind of get out of control with it.
Please, never that.
But, yeah, man, so listen, man, 3 up, 3 down, man. Who's your 3 up, man, from the Eagles and Carolina Panthers game?
My first 3 up, the front four as a unit, just straight dominated the game, was in Cam's face all night. Carolina couldn't get anything going on the ground outside of a couple of Cam scrambles. But they controlled the game, man. Fletcher Cox, was good to have him back. He showed that he's the $100 million man. Just dominated any matchup he had. Kind of forced interception. Kind of changed the momentum early on. Carolina's up 10-3. Pittis gave us the ball at the 12-yard line, so kind of changed the momentum. Pittis gave us the momentum for the game. Derek Barnett had his first sack, officially. He's been getting close the past couple of weeks, but he finally finished this week. Brandon Graham, consistent as always. Vinny Curry was good. It's great stuff in the run. You had Bo Allen, Tim Jernigan. Just the whole unit, just been consistent all year. One of the main reasons that we are 5-1 at the moment. And, the rotation is great. Even Chris Long is too. Chris Long as well. He got some pressures as well too. So that's my first up. My second up is I split it. It's 2 players, Nigel Bradham and Michael Kendricks. Was everywhere Thursday night. Was just hitting everything that had Carolina blue on. A lot of dump offs to Christian McCaffrey, a lot of short pass to the tight ends, and every time somebody caught the ball. Either 95 or 53 was there making a stop. A lot of third and short. They came up, stuff to play. Got the defense off the field, and it was anytime you lose your middle linebacker, Jordan Hicks, you got 2 guys that can step up at linebacker. It's one of the toughest positions to play. It's always good to have depth. You know what I'm saying? And I always said that it was good to keep Kendricks around, and he finally showing. That the talent that he showed back in 2014. He had a couple kind of 2 up and down seasons previous years, fell out of favor of the coaching staff, but we couldn't find a trade partner somehow. I don't know how they didn't, but I'm just glad he stuck around. He's showing that he's a capable linebacker in his league, and he still has the talent to be a top flight starter. You know what I'm saying? May not be like an all pro bowler guy, but he could definitely be a great starter for anybody in any system. And I'm just glad he's getting the playing time showing it. and hopefully he can stick around for some years. You know, he's still got some years left on his contract, so hopefully they keep him around. And Nigel Bradham, you know, I was kind of low on him a couple games, but he shored his tackling up this week, and even last week as well. You know, he turned it around, was great in coverage, kept McCaffrey at bay. You know, when he got the little, you know, he's a playmaker, so he kept him under wraps. Tackled Dixon, just everywhere. He was just stuffing everything, and somebody said a comment to him, was like, I didn't know you was this good or whatever. I didn't know you was a beast. And he said, well, you must not, you know, watch football. So, yeah, I mean, this the attitude he brings. You know, it's good for the defense. Like, he like that enforcer out there. And my third up, Carson Wentz, man. You know, just every week, like I said last week on the episode, you know, he'd always give us an opportunity. Every week I always feel as though we got a chance to win the game because you got a good quarterback. Chances are you're going to be in every game. And he's showing, you know, why we traded up for him week in and week out. Like, the numbers may not be, you know, the completion percentage-wise may not be, you know, what you would think for a top-flight quarterback. But if you just watch the game and how he moves around the pocket and how he never, like, loses confidence out there, you know, that's what I love about him. Like, early on, he was getting pressured consistently, getting hit, and a lot of, you know, you've seen that with Cam, like, a kind of changed their mood, you know what I mean, as a quarterback. But him, he just keeps getting up, keeps coming, stands tall in the pocket, deliver the football. A lot of third and down. Like, he's best quarterback on third downs in the league. So just standing in that pocket, delivering that football, that's a major key. And even Romo touched on it during the broadcast that you can't teach that. You know what I mean? Toughness and the competitiveness that he has. You know what I'm saying? So, like, each week he just shows that he's progressing into that top-flight quarterback that we want him to be when we drafted him. So, yeah, those are my three up, man. You know what I mean? The front four, Bradham, Kendricks, Carson Wentz, man. Those are my three.
I pretty much agree with you, man, right there, man. You got, with your three up, man, the linebackers, man. Bradham was out there saving points.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he was out there, man, making key stops on third downs.
Yes, he was.
Stopped them before the half, you know, when Carolina potentially could have been in scoring position.
Yep.
And, you know, Kendricks continues to play well all year, man. He's been solid. And I definitely agree, man, with Wentz and that front four, the defensive front four. And a lot of people haven't given this guy the credit that he deserves. But Vinny Curry,
stepped up.
Curry, especially in the run game,
yeah,
multiple plays, you see 75 tackling guys in the backfield, man.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's because Barnett then came around, but Vinny Curry has been trying to show the Eagles that he can definitely play in this league.
Yep.
So, you know, I definitely agree with you on your three up, man. What's three down?
My first down was Big V, man. You know, filled in for Lane. Kind of gave up, you know, in the first quarter, actually, first drive, we was moving the ball, you know, moving it. Looked like we was potentially on our way to score. And, you know, he let Peppers beat him. Let Peppers beat him for the sack fumble. You know, he got beat too quickly. You know, I know Wentz held the ball a little bit, but, you know, you never want to get beat that quickly, you know, especially when you're one-on-one with a pass rusher. Like, he didn't hold him up at all, you know what I'm saying? So, he kind of settled down a little bit during the game, but still, like, I don't know about him going forward in the future. Like, he's good to be a stopgap guy, maybe start 1 or 2 games, but like, say if Jason Peters was to retire next year and we move Lane to the left, I would still feel worried about that right tackle spot. Like, he hasn't shown me, like, he's a little better than he was last year, and he got better during the year last year, but I don't know if he's good enough to be somebody you could count on for 16 games to be there, to be that rock at right tackle, you know, because, I mean, but a couple years ago, you know, it was just like you could put anybody at right tackle and kind of survive. Like, now, with these pass rushers now in the NFL, you need 2 bookend dudes to hold up and pass rush. And he's not looking that well. No, he wasn't. I don't feel confident in him, you know what I mean, going forward. But yeah, that's one of my downs. You know, another one, Jordan Hicks, man, and these injuries. This is the second game he left early, you know, this year.
And has he been hurt every year this year? I mean, every
no,
year.
He played. No, he played all 16 last year.
The first year
he got hurt after 8 games. He got hurt versus y'all, actually.
Okay.
Tore his pec. But yeah, you know, that's just something to keep an eye on going forward, because that was always his thing. His biggest knock coming out of Texas was the injury
history,
injury bug, and it's like this was his second time. You know, like I said, he had to leave a game, and thank God, you know, like I said, we kept Kendricks and we got Bradham and we got some guys to fill in for him, but. You know, not a lot of teams can overcome losing your middle linebacker or your good linebacker, period. So that's just something to keep an eye on, you know, going forward. Like, can we consistently count on this guy, because he's due for extension next year. So that's something to to balance out, what you're going to pay this guy. Like, can we count on you for 16 games, every year? I love him as a player, but
and Ogletree just got paid over there in the
Rams, he got
Rams,
like $42 million.
Yeah,
so what I mean?
So.
I know he got his eye on that. You know what I mean? But it's something to be mindful of. I know Howie's going to be mindful because that's what he do. He always structured the deal with the team first mentality. But, yeah, just got to clean up them injuries, man. Well, I don't know how you can clean up injuries, but just pray that he can stay healthy.
No doubt.
And my third, it's the first time I'm doing this, man, but them referees. Listen, every week, people always say, man, this ref here, that game Thursday, they literally try to get a game to Carolina, man. Like, it was 10 penalties to 1. Like, I understand if you want to call the penalties, but call it both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, things they was calling Mills for, Bradbury grabbed Alshon arm, same way Mills grabbed Samuel arm, no flag. Was another play on third down. He grabbed, Alshon before he got out into his route. Nothing called. It was a block in the back on Alshon they called. It really wasn't a block in the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, and they went over the numbers. Like, the last 4 games that Pete Morelli and his crew called, that was Eagles games, it was 40 penalties of the Eagles to 8 of the opponent. So it's like something.
So Pete Morelli got to call the Eagles and Cowboys game. Come on, Pete. Yeah. Let's get you there, Pete.
Keep him far away, man. Keep him far away. Yeah, it's like I don't understand. Like it was just watching the game, man. It's like, wait, how are we really doing this? Like, dude, y'all got money on Carolina, man? I was really thinking that to myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not normally one to blame referees, but that was just embarrassing Thursday night, man. Hopefully the league, step in or do something about that. But that was terrible, man. Terrible officiating, Pete Morelli. And hopefully, Doug and Howie and Lurie sent something to Goodell to give him a talking to or something. But, yeah, you can't have that, man.
So, for the first time in Troll-Free sports history, man, the referees have made the
They
three
had
down.
to. They had to, man. They had to. That game Thursday, they definitely had to, man.
So, hold on. So listen. So, I guess we got to be fair, man. So, if the refs go ahead and make a favorable call to our teams, it's only right that they make the 3-up, too, sometime.
Hey, listen, man. If I don't have nobody else to be up, they going to come on. They going to get the nomination, man. But that game Thursday, 10 penalties to 1 in an NFL football game, that's not realistic, man. If you're going to call a game like that, got to call it both ways. And it was just blatantly calling penalties against the Birds and letting stuff go against the Panthers. They was tackling our defensive linemen. Like, it was just a bunch of stuff going on that wasn't called. You know what I mean? If you're going to let them play on both sides. You know what I mean? Let the players determine the game. Don't keep coming in trying to put your touches on the game. But, yeah, man.
Well, you know what, man? I mean, quite frankly, I really can't disagree with you. I mean, if only thing, and I had this conversation prior to you outside of this, outside of our show.
Right.
Only down probably would have been for me was the defensive coordinator. I think that Jim Schwartz gave too much cushion and too much space to basically 2 tight ends, man. Funches and Calvin Benjamin ain't beating you downfield. So when it's like 2nd and 12, don't give 10-yard cushion to these guys who not going to beat you deep anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that like too often they bailed Cam Newton out, which took away from what the defensive line was doing. Because it's like you jam those big slow guys at the line, you really probably would have ended the game with probably like 7 sacks. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, too often they gave Cam an outlet. Like, that game could have been a lot uglier. And I know, and on the flip side, I mean, defensively, they were doing pretty well, too, against y'all as well. So, I mean, it probably could have been a little bit tighter in the score, but I think you guys really physically could have dominated that game even more, had he really went press coverage. You know what I'm saying? I think he played off far too many times. Which was giving them a rhythm when it looked like they had no life because they couldn't run. They couldn't run on y'all at all. So I just think, man, I just think that ultimately you guys went zone coverage too many times. Yeah. And it's like those moments I be feeling like y'all were calling like the Cowboys game plan. Because I mean that's what we do sometimes against wide receivers and whatnot that we shouldn't even be 8 yards off the ball from.
Right.
It's like, yo, you got to give your cornerbacks a chance to really get their hands on people and make plays, you know, especially with guys like Jalen Mills who play more off his physicality. You know what I'm saying? He's like not like a speed burner. He's a guy that likes to get his hands on you, likes to play chippy, you know. So give him a chance to win. You know what I mean? So
I just think I don't know if he trusts them dudes doing that. You know what I mean? Because it's been about 4 weeks now and we really haven't, pressed receivers like that. So I don't know.
But think
like
when you lost that, though. But think about when you guys were getting beat. When you played against San Diego, they beat y'all on the underneath quick stuff because you gave the cushion. So it's like I'd rather at least force you to, you know what I'm saying, have to beat me deep. Because otherwise, it's like if you play the quick speedsters, it's been the underneath crap that end up killing your team. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like a balance, I think, because, like I think you feel more comfortable with them playing off and coming up making a tackle.
Gotcha.
Then you
kind of keep in front of them.
Because we play a lot of single high, so if you miss your jam, like, you know what I mean, it's a big play. But I think he trusts those dudes to, a slant for 10 yards, that's it, because Mills or Douglas going to come up and tackle you. So I think it's like a balance. I think once we get, our starters like Darby, and if Sidney come back, I think you'll see more of that press man coverage. That's just my personal opinion. I think once you get them your top two corners back, I think you'll see more of that. I think that's what Schwartz likes to do anyway. But I just don't know if he trusts. Like I said, I don't know if he trusts those guys.
Well, okay. So here's a question though. My thing is this. When that happens though, because football is about momentum. Football is about rhythm. Football is about getting guys proper reps and everything else. I think it's still a risk. You know what I mean? Like I think Darby's been around the block, so Darby knows what the NFL has to offer. Sidney Jones is like Greene to everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like coming off an injury. He got to show, for one, that he's healthy and be ready to get thrown into that fire, potentially during like a playoff run. You know what I'm saying? Where every game is going to matter. Like that's a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? I think I think the best route to me personally, like because I see a lot of guys like wait till we get Sidney back. I think you really want to ease him in. Give him some reps here and there on obvious passing downs. Let him adjust to the speed of the game, and probably still be going with probably Mills and Darby as my starters. You know what I'm saying? And kind of letting Jones get in there here and there, because I just think that people have to temper those expectations, because it could be a rough patch if you just throw him right in that fire. And you know what I'm saying? Like, coming off injury, and he still is a rookie. Right. I just think it's dangerous.
I think that's what last week when we had Connor call in, I think that's what he was talking about. He had mentioned that, like, ease him in a little bit. So I kind of agree with that as well. Like, you just don't want him, all right, here you go. Because I think he's supposed to come back. Well, I predicted him to come back that week against y'all. So you don't kind of want to throw him out there. Here you go, man-on-man, Des Bryant, you and you and him. So you kind of want to ease him in and get him in the flow of the game. Even if he does practice, it's still different when you go to the game. That momentum and that, with the speed picks up,
right.
Of a notch.
Reps, yeah.
So it's like, you kind of right. Like, you want to ease him in, so by the time, week 16, 17 come, he has his feet under him, a couple games under his belt, feel more comfortable, you go forward like that. But, yeah, I kind of agree. You want to ease him in. Like, he's just not going to throw him in and be like, are you playing 60 snaps a game? I don't think that's smart anyway, because he may re-injure something. You never know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So,
yeah. That's absolutely. And you want to give him confidence coming off the injury.
So
he got to get out there, get his leg hit a few times, realize, hey, you know what, these guys aren't that fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get a little confidence going with that too.
Right.
It's like throw him out there and let him see either the top one or two wide receiver from certain teams, depending on what teams you playing. You put him in a bad spot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
confidence and all that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Confidence, right? Confidence, because majority of the game is mental. All these guys are like physically world class athletes.
Right,
it's a mental game as well. So it's like, I think they definitely got to ease him in, and just continue to see what happens from there. But at the very least, you can't lose when you gaining two guys who could potentially be better than the two guys that's starting. Right, talent wise. So,
you also look for it, like, I mean, cut you off, but you're also looking at the young guys getting better with more playing time as well. Like, Rasul Douglas not going to be the same corner, week 14 that he is today. So, with
certain things he saw early in the year, he's going to say, I seen this before.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely.
So, it's just like, you kind of like a balance. It's just good to have this problem, okay, we can start this guy, start that guy, because we haven't had that in a couple of years, you know what I mean? So, it's always been like, all right, we're going to have stopgap guys that they call, or how we call them, Band-Aids. We have some young guys that with some potential that we can throw out there, and it's a nice mix. It's a nice group we have. I feel confident in the group we have, you know what I'm saying, to kind of hold up, especially with the pass rush we have. So going forward, I kind of like the direction the defense is heading in, like age-wise, talent-wise, as a collective group. So I feel pretty confident in them dudes going forward.
Yeah, man, building a young team, man. That's what it's about, man.
Yep,
really building
absolutely.
a young team. Really building a nice young nucleus, nice young core, man. And, that's exactly where it's at, man. Truth be told, man, it's funny because it's like y'all, minus like the franchise quarterback, but y'all are like the opposite of the Cowboys right now. It's like the Cowboys have built like this young nucleus that's going to be around for a while on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, defensively, they added some guys, but majority of the youth is really on offense. And it's a young defense, too, as well. But our solid and majority of our core in the future is built on the offensive end, and y'all is more so with the defensive end.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like, outside of Wentz, of course, you still got other positions and other players where you're like, okay, is this person going to be the future at running back?
Yeah, we don't know.
The future wide receiver. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's kind of like Dallas.
Like outside of Ertz, it's like really nobody young, you know what I'm saying, that you
True
can
that.
count on going forward. But, yeah, I kind of agree. You know what I'm saying?
Which goes to show us as well in the NFL, man, like it shows fans and fans of teams that, it's a process.
Absolutely.
Teams don't just have both. You know what I'm saying? Great offense, great
It's
defense.
rare they don't. They don't.
Yeah,
It's just, especially with the salary cap.
It rarely happens. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I think the Eagles are doing a good job playing complementary football. I don't necessarily think it's a dominant offense, but I think it's an offense.
It's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough, right? Playing good complementary football to the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? Getting the defense some rest because you guys are running the football, literally running the football, which is a good thing. Which is keeping the defense fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys get to pin their ears back and really just go hard and go after the quarterback, go after the running back, plays physical. But, I mean, over time, things will continue to develop. So maybe this year they get to focus more on building offense, in the draft, maybe offseason 2, add little wrinkles here and there as their franchise quarterback gets better. And then you start to see a complete team come together. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Dallas is the same thing on the opposite end, just building things up on this defensive side of football. So then you're going to see two teams that are really, really, really complete football teams, man. So I guess on to some Dallas things right now, man. Are you as tired of this Ezekiel Elliott saga as I am, man?
Listen, I don't even care no more what they do with him. Like, just come to an agreement somehow. If y'all going to come to a suspension, 4 games, 6 games, 2 games, whatever. I'm just tired of hearing about it. Like, it's just so much legal stuff that, to be honest, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they start throwing them legal processes that he filed injunctions and this and that. Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Let's get it over with because eventually we're going to come to a conclusion here. So it's just like it goes away for like 2 weeks, then it comes back again. It's like, let's settle it. Let's get it out the way, man. So I'm really sick of hearing about it.
And I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to be honest, man. A couple things bother me here. One of the things that bother me is the fact that, the NFL continues to meddle in the affairs of things that were once, government or lawful issues. You know what I'm saying? I feel like to me, no employer has the right to try to impose any kind of punishment for something that, the court of law didn't even deem credible enough to even bring you through the process. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like the NFL Players Association, the union, have to really look at themselves as like the weakest union in the world. There's like no way in hell you're supposed to be able to say, okay, hey, they arrested me, but then they found out it was nothing to charge me for because the witness wasn't even credible. She lied. They read her lies, and they said it's nothing to look into. Why do my employer even think they have the right to even continue to further investigate me after the cops and everybody else said that there was no need to investigate? Now, to me in itself, that's like unconstitutional. Like, I don't know all the law, so I'm not going to say I know the law. I know football. I don't know all the law.
Right.
But the thing about it is we need to go ahead and really put the NFL on trial for the garbage because they're the main reason why we're still going through all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude got rid of the situation in, like, last July, but yet the NFL continue to going with their year investigation. But then on top of that, they ignore their lead investigator. So they hire a person to investigate
themselves. Right? That said don't do nothing, right?
Yeah, and she says that the woman wasn't credible, and she suggested that the NFL don't even suspend the guy, and they ignore their own investigator. So it's like, this has just been a mess, man. And I think that I really, truly, honestly believe that they did not believe that Ezekiel Elliott was going to put up this kind of fight, which is why I believe they're continuously trying to do all they can to make him get some kind of suspension. Because Tom Brady's situation, he got to play a whole year before they even got to see him in trial. So that's another thing that bothers me. It's like, okay, we knew they wanted to nail Tom, but Tom filed the injunction, and they just said, we'll see you next season. Why is it that we keep trying to revisit Ezekiel Elliott's situation every other week?
Right.
And I just really believe that, the NFL is rearing its ugly head right now, man. And many people should be questioning what's going on with them. So much happening right now with the Kaepernick situation, all the bad pub input, in the press that the NFL is getting. You would think they would just want people to focus on the game.
Right. I think that's probably maybe the reason. Maybe they want to see, like, oh, look, we're disciplining this guy. We're not going to stand for this. I think he just the scapegoat of the situation. We're going to discipline him because there's a lot going on right now, like you said, with this Kaepernick situation, and we got the president calling us out, and we just getting a bad pub and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just happened to be the next dude up. Whatever went on or what didn't go on or whatever. Like I said, I don't know, but let's get it over with, man. Like I said, I'm just sick of hearing about it, man. Like, period. But like I said, I think he just you just happen to be the next dude up
right now. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
he's the example they're trying to set for this precedent that they have against domestic violence, which I'm totally not in favor of. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect any abuse of any women on the hands of any man at all. But the fact of the matter is, if somebody has blatantly been caught in their own lies, and again the police said she wasn't credible, your own investigator, who really, the only person actually, so the NFL has representatives that are speaking up at court, about the nature of their findings, but yet only one person spoke to the victim, and that was their lead investigator, who they chose to ignore. So again, it's just glaring things that just reeks conspiracy, reeks, like you said, scapegoat or example. And while yet I'm tired of hearing about it, I don't blame Zeke for trying to fight for his name. You know what I'm saying?
Like, because innocent.
That's something that nobody should just take on the chin. Like, I wouldn't want to be. I don't want to take a suspension under the premise of the fact that you're telling me that I abused a woman and I know that I was innocent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame him. I know we as fans are like tired of it. Like, okay, stop telling us he's suspended when he got 7 different appeals
coming up. Right?
Yeah, it's like, come on, stop selling it to us. But at the same time, I understand him trying to clear his name and him wanting to clear his name because it's important for him,
Right,
so
true.
and I also think that we have to be mindful of the other side of it, that if this woman kind of succeeds in this, how many more NFL players get blackmailed?
Yeah, that's something to think
because
about.
What kind of message does it send to the players? It shows the league don't have the players back if the court of law says you're fine, but yet we still can go ahead and just suspend you anyway.
Right.
So again, I think it's going to be an ugly collective bargain. I would suggest that every NFL player make sure that they secure the bag right now.
Yeah.
Like, make sure that you get your money right
now.
Because when that collective bargaining agreement comes up, I'm telling you, it's going to suck for us as football fans, but I really believe they're going to end up locking out.
Yeah, because when is it, 2020, 2021 or something like that? I think it's 2020.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up in a couple years. It's definitely coming up. So, I mean, I think we in for an ugly fight. I mean, unless the NFL decides to yield this power and just really say, you know what, we don't even want to deal with the discipline actions no more.
Right.
If you get in trouble, then if you get found guilty, then we'll hit you with it. So it may not be as big of a deal as we think it may be, because it may save them litigations and legal costs. You know what I'm saying? But that has to be revisited because right now it's garbage.
Yeah,
it's garbage. I mean, it's garbage. I mean, again, to see somebody that been cleared of everything, didn't even hit trial, didn't even hit any preliminary trials, and you telling me that he's still going through an investigative process through his employer? That's just garbage.
Right. Yeah, garbage. Man. It's like I said, he's just the next dude up. But let's get it over with, man. Because I'm tired of, like you said, he suspended 6 games. Okay, well, Zeke is appealing. Then no. The arbitrator said he's still suspended. Okay, he's appealing this. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Then it's like, yeah, he's cleared to play the next
3 weeks, and then we got to go back to court and see what they say.
Yeah, man.
Then he's appealing the appeal. It's like, come on, dog. Like,
and one of the things I think that people don't think about or even have compassion for is, what is his mental state like while he's playing?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you got people out here calling you all kinds of different things for something that deep in your heart you feel like you're innocent for, and you got to keep going out here and performing at your best, not knowing what may happen next in the legal process.
Yeah, that's true as well. You don't know what his mental is like, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I always say, these dudes are human too, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at them as his players, but like the human factor plays.
Kevin Durant had a whole separate Twitter account.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you, these guys are human.
Right.
These guys care what people say, regardless. I think we remove people's humanity, on account that they have millions. So, when
especially football players.
Yeah, when we're so tied to money, And we think that money just solves everything in life. We think that these people really don't care about nothing else because they have money. But I think that's the furthest thing from the truth, man.
Yeah, I agree. I
think it's definitely the furthest thing from the truth. All right, so, bro, I know we were talking about potentially talking about MVP, so far throughout the first 6 weeks. Who's been the best player, who's been the worst player. We got to give worst player MVP award, if we can call it so. You know what I'm saying? But, I'll defer to you on this one, man. You can go ahead and go with your MVP, man, of the team so far. Matter of fact, give me an offensive and a defensive MVP. Okay. And in that way, I'll do the same thing for the Cowboys.
Okay, offensive MVP, I'm going to go with the quarterback, man. It was close because I was thinking, Ertz as well. Because he's, coming into the year, I've been his biggest fan since he drafted him. I used to have to argue with Eagles fans about him all the time. But I'm getting a slight edge to the quarterback just because he took Ertz has been playing well, his whole career. He just finally, took another step up. But once, the transition he took from last year to this year, it's just, night and day a little bit about how he playing. Him just carrying the squad when he has to make a play sometimes. I mean, even, the way Doug, we give Doug the credit for running the ball more, but he even said some of that is Carson because Carson got free range of the offense to call the plays how he see it on the field, how he see the defense set up. And other players, after the game, oh, yeah, man, we checked to this defense, and he seen what we was doing, so he switched the play up. So, you give Doug credit for giving the play calls in, but you also got to give Carson credit for seeing what the defense is doing and checking into the better play. So, yeah, that's my offensive MVP.
Okay.
My defensive MVP, I know he missed some games, but when he played Fletcher Cox, man, he is just so dominant when he's on the field. We just take another level. We go to another level when he's on the field, man. I know he missed 2 games, but when he's on that field, man, it's just a different defense out there. But those are my 2 guys, Carson Wentz, Fletcher Cox.
Hey, man, that's a good 2. That's a good 2 to roll out with, man. I'm going to tell you this, offensive MVP, man, and I'm going your route, bro. Starts with the quarterback. Dak Prescott, man, have been playing extremely well this year. Really have
actually playing better.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Yeah, he's actually been better this year. It's been going unnoticed because, the high expectations of the Cowboys right now. But the dude literally, last 3 weeks, 28, 30, and 31. That's enough points to win games in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? In spite of the fact that the offensive line unit, the best unit on the team, pound for pound, has been underperforming tremendously. That, and that's an understatement. They've been bad. So the fact that Dak Prescott has been playing better, utilizing his legs, seeing more of the field, being able to go other places and still throw downfield in spite of this offensive line, dude, he's clearly been the best player on that offense, man. And many people would try to throw out there and say Ezekiel Elliott is the best player, and it's no slight to Zeke, because Zeke, running back, I played running back in the day, so running back's my favorite position in football. So I love Zeke, one of my favorite, definitely probably my favorite Cowboy in the team, but Dak Prescott's the best player on that offense. Literally, and I think he's really, really proven himself right now that he's, even like he did in college, he's getting the most out of whatever little that they're willing to give him. So he's certainly the MVP so far for this team to me. And, and it was close because I still think Zeke has been showing how elite he is because that offensive line, and it's funny, most people, especially your Eagles fans, not you in particular, but a lot of the other fans kept telling us, oh, the offensive line made the team. But the offensive line sucks this year. And both of those players have been the reason why we've still been willing our way to still score a lot of points, period. You know what I'm saying? So Zeke, man, got a lot of respect for me, man. But I definitely give it to Dak Prescott. Defensively, I think this is a no-brainer, kind of, sort of. But DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence has been a monster this year. Killing whoever he's been going up against, man. Got another sack against Green Bay. Dude is on his way to having 17 sacks this year. And again, it was never the question of his talent. It was just always about, him being a head case. Were you going to stay away from suspension? Are you motivated enough, to keep your weight together? And dude has literally put it together. Now, I don't know if it's because he's trying to get paid.
I'm about to say contract year, man.
That's a hell of an incentive. You know what I'm saying?
You still got to do it.
But still in all, the talent has always been there. So you can see why the Cowboys' talent evaluators and the scouts were excited about this guy. So, again, he's been killing it. He's been killing it. So DeMarcus Lawrence, man, I consider Sean Lee as well because Sean Lee is just Sean Lee. Byron Jones is another guy who's had a very good season thus far, but nobody's talking about him right now. And, again, he's doing it the same way he did it last year. He's covering guys, doing a good job. He's got beat a couple times, but that's every player in football.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of times, Byron Jones has been great in coverage. And, again, with the uncertainty in the secondary, he got guys dropping like flies back there. And the one thing's consistent is him.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he lines up in a slot, whether he's playing safety, in the zone, he's been good this year, man. So, I give him credit too. But definitely DeMarcus Lawrence and Dak Prescott, man. Those two are clear-cut to me MVPs right now in the Cowboys team, man.
Yeah, I think, I can't, go against that because, like I said, I think Dak is playing better this year. He looks more in control of the offense, look more of a leader. But I still think Zeke, like how Zeke and the offensive line go, I think that's more critical to the team success, more so than Dak as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's kind of why the record is kind of how it is, because y'all can't get the running game going. It kind of puts more pressure on Dak to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? And no quarterback is really going to be perfect in the league. So I think more critical to the team success is getting that offensive line together, and getting that run game going. You know what I mean, for wins. But yeah, I can't. Like I said, I think Dak playing better, and DeMarcus Lawrence. The numbers.
I totally agree with you. I think. Again, as far as critical to our success, and which is why I'm still very high on the Cowboys right now because that offensive line has 3 All-Pros. They're going to get that together at some point. So, period. So, I'm very confident in that. But you're absolutely right because as far as playing a complete game and wearing down the opposing teams and whatnot, you need that run game. And that's one thing the Eagles been doing. The Eagles been committed to the run, wearing down defenses because that is super important.
Yep.
Your quarterback, since, you guys got a franchise guy, we got a franchise guy, these guys are going to make plays when they need to make plays. But you need to go ahead and win the time of possession, which the Cowboys aren't really winning now. And you also need to go ahead and wear those opposing defenses down, man. So, again, the offensive line haven't been doing it, which have continuously thrusted the defense out there, you know. So I totally agree with you as far as critical points to the success because right now, without that offensive line performing and the running game really not being dominant as it was, you're going to have the Tony Romo era where you're going to see, great
8-8,
stats.
9-7.
Yeah, you're going to have great stats. You're going to have great numbers. You're going to have a great performance by the quarterback, but it's going to be wasted because you got a defense getting worn out because the quarterback is playing Houdini and making stuff happen, but they're not sustaining long drives. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you. Like the offensive line and the running back, the running back himself has been well, but the offensive line just got to wake up. That's what I'll say. The offensive line has to wake up, which they will. Again, like I said, you're talking about 3 guys who are in the top 2 discussions in the league in any category you can discuss, period. You know what I'm saying? Out of 5 guys. So I think that they'll definitely be fine, man. And they'll come alive as they should. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tyron Smith certainly could have used the bye week, this extra time away.
The back injury.
Last week against Green Bay, he was sitting there alternating series with the heating pad on his back. You know what I'm saying? So, and I told you that, and I said that earlier on this podcast, which is why people should listen to the podcast. Because I said, this guy don't really look too healthy.
Right.
And here it is now. He's putting the heating pad on like he's pregnant.
With the back injury.
So so yeah, man. I definitely think that they're going to settle down. They're going to lock in, and they're going to become themselves, man. All right, so let's talk.
Least. Or you said worst, right? We did the best.
The worst. Yeah. We definitely didn't say who was the worst on offense and defense. Okay, yeah, go ahead, drop it.
Offensively, Torrey Smith, man. It's Torrey Smith, man. 'Cause, he brings the speed element to the team, but he can't catch the football. We had so many opportunities for big plays or third down plays. And he just drops the football. He don't look confident in himself. He even tweeted that he in the worst stretch of his career and all this. So, it's not just me saying it. He knows that he's not playing well as well. So, Torrey Smith, man, is my least. And you kind of alluded to that when we signed him. Yeah,
I was getting ready to ask you. Can you give me my moment? I was telling you the man had drop issues.
Yeah, man. He definitely do. But he's still bringing you still got to respect the speed.
Oh, you got to respect him over the top.
Because he'll, like we did against Arizona, he caught one and took it to the house 70-yarder. But still, like, consistency catching the football.
Hold on,
man.
sorry to cut you off, Jeff. Trophy Sports, man, we got to go ahead and acknowledge this moment, man. Jeff just gave me my homage, man. He just paid homage to me. Because, before the season started, I told him, man, Torrey Smith, one-trick pony, and he drops the ball a lot, man. So here he is, man. I just had to go capture this moment, man. You gave me my credit. Go ahead.
He was right once, and for once, you know what I'm saying? Normally, he was right. But, yeah, man, it's just – like, then you don't know if your quarterback can trust you later in the year. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be a critical point later in the playoff game or later in the season.
Can cause a sack or something if the quarterback got a second
Wentz can look like, oh, man, I may not go there. I'm going to go somewhere else. So it's just something that, I know Carson said all the right things. That's the kind of guy he is. I still believe in I'm still going to go to him and all that. But it still got to be in the back of your mind, like, I got Ertz and Aguilar and I got Alshon. Like, do I really want to go to this guy if I have to? And even Mac Hollins, because like I said, who needs to start being –
what's up with him? Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he just had cramps from what I heard. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I think he just had cramp issues. It was real humid down there, they were saying. I've seen a couple players playing with the IV on their arms, but
man, he was on the field like he was dying.
Yeah,
man.
I got some cramps, man.
I thought he had a leg. I thought he got ACL or something.
Yeah, because they all came out, but them Charlie horses ain't no joke. So I guess it was something. They said it was a real bad cramp from what I heard. But
well, I'm glad to hear he's okay. I don't like injuries at all. I really don't.
Yeah, so like I said, I like the way when he's out there, man. He makes the ball comes his way, he catches it. So like you wanna and him and Wentz had the type of like they got the same agency, so they worked out before we drafted him here. So they kind of got some kind of chemistry already going on. But yeah, I think he need to start seeing more snaps for Torrey. But that's my least valuable offensive player. Defensively, it was kind of tough. He's my man, but I'm going to have to go with Jalen Mills, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
Yeah, like, he gets like, when teams want to get something going, they go his direction. You know what I mean? And either it's a completion or a penalty. So, like, I like his aggressiveness, but sometimes he's a little too aggressive, and it keeps the defense on the field, prolonging the drive. But, like, you know what I mean? It's not to say, like, the defense been playing well, but if he's the one guy right now that's kind of, like, the weakness, and that's my man, but, I'm just going to call it like it is. Troll free.
Hey.
But, yeah, I'm going to give it to Jalen right now. But, you know what I mean? But, yeah.
All right, man. That's respectable. That's certainly respectable, man. Here, man, when I'm talking worst player offensively for us, man, I will sit here and state, man, the left guard position has killed the Cowboys so far, man.
In general, or just both guys you had there, or just is one that stand out more than another, or you give it to both?
Both of them guys. both of those guys, man. And it's funny, man, because I really believe that the team felt like they'd be fine, without Leary going forward, which I still think they could be. But my problem with the way they handled it was that they tried to take a guy who played right tackle, could not stay healthy, Chaz Greene, Penn State alumni, a guy who couldn't stay healthy at right tackle, thought they were going to teach him a new position, thought they were going to teach him a new position. So we got a guy out here that said, show with Sean Lee, man. Shout out to Sean Lee, man. Top 3 linebacker of football, man.
Glass, man.
So, but they took a guy who couldn't even stay healthy at right tackle and try to just plug him into a new position. Terrible idea, y'all. Terrible idea. And then on top of that, they took, a guy, Jonathan Cooper, was high. A lot of people were high on him in the draft. Probably felt like he needed to change his surroundings. Brought him onto the Cowboys offensive line. Figured that, hey, he could just fit in because there's a bunch of Pro Bowlers around him. And I think that they're really seeing, the danger of not bringing in competent players at that left guard position. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we also see the effects of chemistry, if the chemistry's off. Because now, Chaz Greene, as expected, goes down with an injury. Cooper's out there. And even throughout the offseason, they kept swapping them in and out, One guy starts during the preseason, the other guy starts the next game. And it just never works. So it's like, how do you do that, or how do you think that that's sustainable is beyond me. So
right.
The Cowboys flopped with that left guard position. You know what I'm saying? I think that they really, really, really did a terrible job with that left guard, which also threw the chemistry off that offensive line. Bad move by the football team. So I definitely want to say that, left guard position is just the worst position that have been on a team so far, period, offensively. So I'm going to call that what it is. And I was tempted to almost actually say Jason Witten, but I'm like, he wasn't as bad as a left guard.
Okay.
Because I'll say Jason Witten isn't offering you anything in as far as run blocking. He's not offering you nothing run blocking. You know, and I also think that too many people are saying, you know what, we'll stick a linebacker on him and we're not running from him.
Right.
I think that too many people are just saying, you know, he's not going to scare us. We know he's going to get us 4 yard out and he's going to catch it. And we're going to tackle him. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. But I'm not going to go that hard on Jason Witten because, again, the left guard position has been worse.
Right.
Defensively, I'm going to easily say defensively.
I'm about to say I know who it's going to be, man.
You know who I'm going to say. Jeff Heath is
I knew it.
Jeff Heath does not belong on this football team.
Uh-huh.
I argue left and right. Oh, and can I give a runner-up offensively?
Yeah,
Not even before Sean Lee. Not even Sean Lee. I mean, not even just Jason Witten. Offensively, the runner-up has to be Terrence Williams. You drop a 2-point conversion against the Rams, in which could have tied the football game and also allowed us to go ahead and be in a much better position against them. Mm-hmm. But then you go ahead and give a pick 6 away.
Right.
Literally give a pick 6 away.
Mm-hmm.
Terrence Williams is a bum. I'm sorry. I don't like the guy. Never liked the guy. You know I never liked the guy. You know I'm super consistent when it comes to things. Mm-hmm. When we signed Nolan Carroll, I said on this podcast, I said Nolan Carroll stinks. I don't like him. And I'm glad that he's pretty much off this football team.
They said
so, anyway, defensively, Jeff Heath. I told the Cowboys fans, Jeff Heath is not a starting football player, period. People try to tell me in spot duty, oh, he had a turnover here, or you got to give him a chance, and if he starts, he's going to do this and do that. Jeff Heath has done nothing but prove to me that he belongs, I don't know, on the training staff. He doesn't belong on the football field playing at all. Jeff Heath is terrible, and they told me, this is what they told me as well, oh, he's better in man coverage than he is in zone.
Please.
And man, he don't even know who to cover when it's time to cover man. He don't know what to do in zone. And in fact, he probably had the most embarrassing play of the season so far.
Gurley.
When Todd Gurley came his way.
Oh, man, was praying,
and he
man.
just got on his knees and begged for mercy. Yo, get Jeff Heath off my football field. Put Xavier Woods, Xavier Woods, another guy who trolled Free Sports, I was high on, called him a third-round pick, had him mocked us in the third round. He got taken in the 6th round by us, still in the draft to me. I still feel like, yo, put this guy on the field. All he's done thus far, and, you know, I hate PFF and those guys, but they've even ranked him high, saying, like, yo, the guy literally makes plays happen. Why is the Cowboys only put him on the field for 18 plays? 19 plays, and you got Jeff Heath on the field for majority of the damn game.
Right.
Like, that is a problem.
Right.
Please get Jeff Heath off my football field. Easily the worst defender we have, and I don't even know who I want to go for as a runner-up. But Jeff Heath is just that terrible. Jeff Heath have to get off the field, period, please. So, yeah, that's the best, that's the worst guy for me right there. I mean, yeah, the best and the worst for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's self-explanatory, man. Like you've been saying that before the season, you didn't want the dude starting, and you know, and like I said coming into the year that left guard spot would be a question mark. You know what I mean, for y'all, because it was just like it was up and down. Like 1 week, okay, we're gonna give Cooper the reps, then we're gonna give Greene the reps. It's like with the offensive line, you can have talented players, but you got to have chemistry.
It's just
you know
like the
saying?
secondary. Just like the secondary.
Like I think back years ago when the Giants had the best offensive line. They didn't have no name. Like the only dude that was really, really good was Chris Nee, but they had the best O-line in football because they played like 3 seasons together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that goes into it. So I just think sometimes people are like, oh, we could plug a guy here, plug out here. That's not really the case.
Go back to last year. Last year, I mean, and I know you're not a Cowboys fan, so you don't follow all of that. But last year, that offensive line literally like lived together. Like you would see Doug Free, you would see Leary, you would see all those guys hanging out together, going everywhere together. Like the communication and the camaraderie on that defense, on that offensive line was crazy.
Right.
So it's like now you get a guy who was like outcast, 3rd round pick, which the team is trying to force down our throats right now.
That's what they do.
That's what they're doing. And it's like they're trying to say, oh, you can't play right tackle, you're never healthy. Try this left guard out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which isn't good for your young franchise quarterback. It's like, yo, you might as well just tell him, like, get out here and just play survivor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and again, you know, Lyle Collins, who's given us good moments, man, he's also had a few bad. He's played a very tough stretches, some pass rushes.
Just need
Anytime
experience.
you got to see Khalil Mack, Von Miller, you got to see the guys from the Giants, JPP. You know, so this guy, he's got thrown into the fire, and I think that he's done a solid job. But I think ultimately, man, that left guard position is really killing the camaraderie, and also Tyron Smith, who happens to be the left tackle.
Right. So you
with
got
him
two
with the
sides.
back problem. It's like, my goodness, that left side is like major question marks.
Then you got your center thinking about it, like, damn, do I got to help this guy a little
Who do
bit
I
more?
got to help out? Right. Who do I pick up?
It brings a lot, man. There's a lot that goes to the naked eye with the offensive line, man. Like I said, continuity is key. You know, like you even see, like when we don't have Lane out there, like we still had the same 4 dudes, but it just changes things, man. When you just take one guy out, plug another guy in.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right, man. So I definitely agree with you, man. But again, with 3 All-Pros on the offensive line, those guys, you know, young in their careers, man, at the upper echelon of their games, I believe that they're gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna figure it out. I just think Dallas needs to, you know, stick with one guy. I don't think Cooper did as bad in the Green Bay game later in the second half. And I would kind of stay with him. Like I wouldn't revisit this Chaz Greene project.
I think he's the best bet anyway.
Yeah, they got to chalk that up as a loss, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave the Chaz Greene project alone, please. Just like Jeff Heath, like don't sit here and think, you know, you trust in the veteran because he stinks as a veteran. Just go ahead and go with Xavier Woods, who's showing you he has a natural. He's a great tackler. He knows how to pursue plays, man. Get to the ball. He's always around the ball. Him and Jordan Lewis has like this sixth sense where they're always around the ball, man. So I just think that, man, you got to go with those guys, man, and let that team play, man.
Right.
So. You know,
keep him out there. You know what I mean? For me,
definitely keep him out there. I mean, because your offense is going to put up points anyway. No, don't.
Yeah, keep him out there. You heard what you said. Yeah, keep him out there, man.
Cut Jeff Heath. Get Jeff Heath off the football field, man. ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this podcast reaches Rod Marinelli, and which we'll talk about a little bit too when we come back from this break. But right now, man, we're going to take a little break. But again, man, shout out to the Green Turtle. Again, man, 1100 Bethlehem Pike, right in North Wales. PA, right outside of Philadelphia, man. Great food, man. Got drink specials and all of that, man.
TVs everywhere, so you can see everything.
Yo, man, the setup is so clean and dope. Literally, like, you really have to get here. If you want to come somewhere where it's nice and chill and the vibes are great, you know, you don't got to worry about dealing with a lot of riffraff and everything else, you need to come up here. Come eat good. You know what I'm saying? And just chill, relax, take it all in, man. So you got to be here at the Green Turtle. In fact, you should be here now, but it's all good because the Green Turtle's open up every other day of the week, so you can get here anyway. And we're back.
And we're back again.
Yes, we are. Yo, so listen, man, we're going to jump right into it, man. Jeff, listen, give me one unpopular opinion right now, man, going into the next week, man, as you know, Eagles guy. What's your unpopular take, man, right now going forward?
Doug Peterson, Coach of the Year, man.
Woo.
Right now. Yeah, Coach of the Year right now, Doug Peterson. You know,
nice.
A lot of naysayers coming into the year, especially in our fan base. You know what I mean? And some people still don't give him the credit that I think he deserves, you know, because they want to give Wentz all the
rightfully
credit.
so, though.
They want to give Wentz all the – I'm talking about even right now. They want to give Wentz all the credit. You know what I'm saying? They want to give it – yeah, right. Everybody just want to, think he a buffoon. Just because his press conference is not maybe the best, but the dude know how to call plays. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, some of it is Carson Wentz check-in and all that, but also that is also knowing your quarterback and knowing your offensive strengths, your players. And like I said, he keeps his players motivated to come out and play every Sunday, Thursday, whatever, Monday. Like, the players play for him, and they say he relates to the players. He's a former player himself. So I think, like, people just need to start, back off a little bit. And, like, I think he's trying to develop his own identity. People want to keep associating with him with Andy Reid. And, like, they're similar to the, they have some of the similar things, but he's a different coach from Andy Reid. You know what I mean? So far, like, early in his career.
I think it's a fear. I think the fans got a fear right now, man. Do they just go ahead and, drop their wall down and just literally give Doug the credit that they want to give? I think you got guys that'll probably be a little afraid that, just go ahead and give them that credit. But I can dig it, though. I can definitely dig it. My unpopular opinion, and before we get into that, I would like to say that starting at 8 p.m., it's all you can eat boneless wings. $13, all you can eat boneless wings. 8 p.m. till close. You can't beat it. Can't beat it. So if you're hungry,
work. Just take that John. Boop.
Yeah, 8 to close. 8 p.m. to close, man. Boneless wings are great here.
All you can eat.
All you can eat, man. So, just thank me later. That's all I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say this, man. My unpopular opinion, though, going forward, man, is Rod Marinelli, man. The game has passed him by. I know that many people probably point towards the defensive, talent, but I think talent is there. I think Marinelli is just – I think good quarterbacks see that Tampa 2 defense coming and they pick it apart. Anytime you go to Tampa 2 or the cover 2 defense, any good quarterback is able to go ahead and find the pocket in the cover 2 and tear it apart.
And that's
Period.
the guys you're going to see in the playoffs. So you know,
yeah. Those are the people that you want to see in the playoffs.
What I mean?
Which is why even if the Cowboys make it to the playoffs, they're going to continuously still see shootouts. You know what I'm saying? Because unless they jump ahead early, build a lead, and they run the ball, of course. But even then, it's like you still going to struggle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, David Irving's there, which is going to bring the pass rush alive. He got 2 sacks first game. So him and DeMarcus Lawrence is going to be a problem to deal with, period, going forward. And I think that any other team they played outside of A-Rod last week, they would have demolished, to be honest with you. But, again, that defense is too predictable. That cover 2 is like dead. At one point with Tampa Bay, it was a phenomenon, and people were like, "Oh, this cover 2, they disguise it well." And you got, John Lynch, you got Ronnie Barber, you know what I'm saying? You got Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks. Yeah, you got Hall of Famers on the defense, which makes this thing really amazing. But at the same time, at this point of the game, quarterbacks see it, coaches see it. So I think that the game has passed Rod Marinelli by. Not to say that he won't do a great job. He's a great motivator. He'll get his guys up and rally, and he gets them to play hard. They'll hustle. Everybody, flows and swims to the ball. But the fact of the matter is, the defense in itself, when you're asking those cornerbacks to just lay off and play off, quarterbacks are going to take that, especially young quarterbacks where coaches are going to thank you for making the game user-friendly for the quarterback. So I really think that from an X's and O's standpoint, the game has really passed Rod Marinelli by right now. And I think that they really, really, really are probably going to have to look forward to bringing in some fresh blood on the defensive coordinator side. I know a lot of people probably get mad at Linehan maybe from 1 to 2 plays a game, but that offense pretty much is going to be able to run itself. You know what I'm saying? That defense on the other side, though, you have talent there. You know what I'm saying? Right. Contrary to what people say, again, Malik Collins, David Irving, and you got Tank Lawrence there. You got Sean Lee there. You got Jalen Smith, who's still, again, getting his reps in right now. This is his first healthy season. So you got Jalen Smith there, but also in your secondary, you have talent there. You gotta call something different. You gotta build something different there. So I think that Marinelli, man, going forward, my unpopular opinion, I think the game has passed Rod Marinelli by, man.
Wow, that's big. Coming into the year, that was like, y'all was like, yeah, Marinelli, he gets the guys playing. That's a strength of ours.
Right,
so,
get the most out of guys, right.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said,
I think, again, Aaron Rodgers showed you twice. And, again, I mean, even the Jared Goff game and a lot of other games, it's just like good quarterbacks find those holes in that Tampa 2.
Good coach teams.
Good coach teams.
Right,
good coaches know how to, play the Tampa 2.
Right.
So I think that, we'll see an adjustment because I think that it's going to be asked of him to trust the secondary. Let your DBs who are good at being physical. I mean, Jordan Lewis and Cheeto Awuzie are 2 guys who literally excel at being physical and playing aggressive. Let them get their hands on guys, man, and play defense.
Right.
So I think that Rod's going to have to make that change, bring Xavier Woods in. But, again, I still think end of the year, man, you have to start to consider
bringing a new coordinator.
You got to consider bringing a new coordinator in there. Got to consider.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about because, like you said, like if you want to get to where you want to go, you're going to have to play those, those Aaron Rodgers, the Matt Ryans, just good quarterbacks in general. You know what I'm saying? That's going to look at that cover 2 and say, oh, this is easy pickings, man. I'm just going to go ahead, wait for them to break.
Yeah, I'm going to take 6-7 yards at a time. Like, thank you.
Right.
That's what they're going to tell you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is another way to, outside of running the ball, we're going to dink and dunk all the way down the field and just make you tackle us 6-7 yards every time. And you do that, you down before you know it, you're in the red zone. So
you're going to set up second and short every time.
Every single time. You can open your playbook from second and short to run anything.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's something to keep a lookout for to see if they go ahead and make that move. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, how Jerry and them will feel about that because they see this guy has done a good job, with less talent.
I think he's definitely done a solid job.
Right.
And, again, like I said, he has his guys out there willing to leave it all on the field. They hustle. But, again, the defensive scheme that the Cowboys are running just isn't conducive to winning long term.
Right.
When you're playing against other good quarterbacks. If anything, learn to disguise your blitzes better, put more pressure, and let those guys play man. You have nothing to lose. You scored 30, you scored 31, 30, and 28 the last 3 games, and you lost 2 of the games.
Still lost, yeah.
You had 2 leads, and you gave 2 leads up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot has to be said about the defensive coordinator. Although Sean Lee has been out the last 2 games, of course, and we lost both of them. But at the same time, you still got to make the proper adjustments, man.
Right.
So
right.
I think unpopular opinion, man. Rod Marinelli, man. Somebody has to light a fire under him. I mean, can't be the entitled 65-year-old coach just thinking you earned your stripes in the league, and it just guarantees you another year next year.
Right, with them old dudes, they just stuck in their ways. So I highly doubt that if they go to him, he's going to say, all right, I'm going to switch it up. So if you want to change, you want to change the defensive coordinator. So, because I don't think he's been doing it, he's been coaching for 30 years? So that's been his thing. See
at least.
So he's not going, all right, I'm just going to switch it up. Because maybe he don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's been in coaching a long time, but maybe he don't know how to coach the other schemes. But you think it'll be easy, but maybe that's a issue as well. But, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on, though.
All right. So let's talk league-wide, man. Let's talk league-wide.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the surprises from Sunday, man. What games surprised you the most Sunday?
Atlanta, man.
Atlanta.
Still, that was a surprise? That was a surprise?
I called that game.
Yeah, he did. I had the Chiefs winning. Sorry, but
the Chiefs? Hey, I've been telling folks, man, I don't believe in Kansas City, man.
Yeah, Le'Veon went off on them dudes, man. Le'Veon went off. Yeah, what he had, $160? That was a surprise, too.
Oh, man.
Adrian Peterson.
Shout out to AP, Adrian Peterson, the running back god, for finally getting freed, man, and went to Arizona, man, and went off.
Ran through the Bucks, ran through Tampa Bay.
Has there been a bigger disappointment in football this year outside of Tampa Bay? They finished about 9-7, 10-6 last year.
Yeah, 9-7.
And they add Deshaun Jackson. They add
O.J. Howard.
You know what I'm saying? They're adding
Mike
dimensions.
Evans.
Yeah, they got Mike Evans. You expect him to go ahead and even ascend even more, in this next year. And Jameis Winston is in this ridiculous regression right now.
But maybe that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was that. I liked him at Florida State, but he was always a guy that threw the ball up. You know what I mean? Took too many risky chances. I think that's maybe just who he is. You know what I'm saying? So we got to call him for what he is. But you would think the coaching would adjust a little bit to that and maybe run the ball a little bit more. I know they just got Doug Martin back, so maybe they'll go that route going forward. And also Vernon Hargreaves, man, he's been getting beat left and right. I was high on him coming out.
Yeah, you was. That was your guy, man. Coming out of Florida.
He's just, I remember I seen NFL films. They was when they played the Giants, they had Eli. He was on the sideline. He came to the sideline. Was like, we going at 28 every single time. That's something he said. Yeah, Eli said that to no matter who. It was Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall, Odell. He was like, we're going to 28 every single time. So that's, they definitely disappointment. But, my biggest surprise, like I said, was Atlanta.
Yeah. Coming off a bye, being home, up 17.
You're supposed to close that out. You know what I'm saying? And then, coming off blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, you blow a 17-0 lead at home to a, inferior opponent. You should have put them away. Miami isn't a juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? So you should have been able to easily put them away.
Man, Miami has been looking terrible.
Yeah, I did.
Every single game.
Yeah, they just look
Well, one game we got to throw up there is the Giants versus the Broncos.
Nobody
had the Giants beat the Broncos.
Layup.
Man.
That was an easy layup, man.
In Denver, in the altitude.
Right.
I think they just signed guys that were the local trashman to play wide receiver.
And they just got a couple. They got a defensive touchdown.
The week of. How did they end up?
They went to the tight end a little bit, so that's I guess that's a weakness of Denver. Yeah, they went to Ingram a little bit. He got off. But, yeah, I was like, man, it's going to be it for Eli, man. They're going to sack him about 8-9 times. They ain't going to be able to get open, but they somehow found a way to go up there and pull a win off. That's just why you love football, though, because you just never know, man.
That's the epitome of any given Sunday, man.
That's why I love this sport so much.
Any given Sunday, man.
Because you can say, oh, yeah, man, that's a lock. That's a lock. Because that was if that was any lock I ever seen, that was the most lock ever.
That was the biggest locks. But the crazy thing is this. Check this out. So you got the dynamic where you see a team like Jacksonville wipe the floor with Pittsburgh, right? But then Pittsburgh comes back and beats the only undefeated team in football.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way you got a Cowboys team, right, who got mopped by Denver.
Mm-hmm.
They wipe the floor with the Giants, but the Giants go and beat Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yo, man, this is the unpredictability of the NFL.
That's why it's the greatest sport.
Definitely makes it the greatest sport. But I'm willing to say this, man. I think the Bucs is the most disappointing team of the season for me because I had high hopes for them. I thought the Bucs were really going to be good this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you this. I think that the teams that we see struggling that were great teams last year, my bold prediction is that, and it may not be that bold to some people, but I know some people live week to week. I'm not a week to week person here. I'm not panicking. I think the teams that did great last year will get it together and make the playoffs this year. I think your Atlantas. I think your New England. I think the Steelers. I think the Cowboys. I think those teams right there have more than enough talent, to get it together and make their runs. You know what I'm saying? I think Atlanta's dealing with the loss of Kyle Shanahan, which is making it tough for Julio to get open. I got Julio in fantasy football. Julio has been killing me.
I think he hurt, too. I think he got some injuries.
Matt Ryan has been trying to find his way without Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they get it together because Matt, Matty Ice can play. And I think, Julio is the best wide receiver in the game. So I think the same thing with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh have struggled a few times, but you're not going to sit here and think that Ben Roethlisberger is going to struggle all year. He's going to figure it out, the light's going to turn on, and you're going to see them go on about 6-7 game winning streak. Like you're going to see the Pittsburgh. I said on this show weeks ago, I still have Pittsburgh being a better team than Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because I know that Alex Smith ain't going to be able to sustain that level of play. Alex Smith is not going to go out and look like Aaron Rodgers every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, absolutely. So, it's like I believe in the core, and I think that's what made the difference in the Kansas City Steelers game. You saw Ben Roethlisberger make a play when needed. You saw Antonio Brown turn into Antonio Brown, and you saw Le'Veon Bell do what Le'Veon Bell does. So, again, when that team decides to just gel and they get in that midseason form, because you got to remember Le'Veon Bell missed time, they're going to take the AFC back over. Mm-hmm. And I think that Bill Belichick is going to figure it out, what's wrong with the Patriots or defensively. And Tom Brady is going to go ahead and start to turn up too. So I think, like I said, I think that the good teams that are good, man, that I'm talking that are really good talent-wise, I think they're going to put it together. The pretenders are going to show us that they're pretenders. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of it, I think that those teams got to weather the storm. They got to continue to still hold it down in the midst of it. I think that Green Bay right now is in trouble.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you lose arguably the best player in football. There ain't no replacing that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they said he's going to miss he gets surgery on that. He's going to miss the season. So I would just cancel him out. I mean, they may still be able to hold on somehow and keep a playoff spot maybe, but they're not going to make no noise in the NFC with Brett Hundley. I mean, I like Brett Hundley, but he hasn't played, enough for me to say, oh, yeah, okay, I consider him a threat.
Okay.
But also, some of them teams that's pretenders, they could potentially go ahead and show that they're not pretenders. Like, we have those teams every year. Like, last year, we didn't believe in the Falcons. Like, a lot of people didn't believe in the Falcons.
True that.
And they kept it up. The year before that, what was it, Carolina went 15-1. We was like, yeah, man, they're not going to keep this up. And they went 15-1. So I think it's like, this is the beauty of this sport. So, like,
folks did it at Dallas last year. Kept saying they got a rookie quarterback, rookie running back. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, it's teams that's going to that stick around. Like, I don't know who.
Who though? That's what I'm saying. So give us a prediction. Which one of these teams that are surprising us? Will the Rams consistently stay where they are? Will the Rams keep winning? Or I
think my squad. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody had us. Looking as well. I think the way we play football, I think we're gonna be. I think we're gonna stick around because we play football that's gonna work in December.
That's reasonable. Run the ball, make the throws,
and play defense. Yeah, you know what I mean, and also I think the Rams, because I like McVay and I like Wade Phillips, and they think they have the talent on both sides of the ball to sustain. Like, the offensive line is not.
And golf can only get better.
Right. So, you know what I mean? And he has a young coach that knows what he's doing ahead. Pick Kirk Cousins, give Kirk Cousins his best years. They got Sammy Watkins, they got Kupp, they got Robert Woods, they got Tavon Austin now, who's not your number one guy, that could be like a little whatever gadget player that he really is. You got Todd Gurley, still one of the best running backs in football.
For sure.
Aaron Donald on the other side, best
defensive player.
You know what I mean? In football, you got Ogletree, you got Tremaine Johnson, who's solid, Mark Barron. So I think those two teams are here to stay. Like, two young quarterbacks, good young. Well, Doug's not really young, but young in his coaching career. So I think us two.
And you know what stinks, man? I'm gonna be honest. You know who I really think pound for pound really is the best team in the NFC. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The pound for pound, the team that I really think, everything else being everything like it's supposed to be. I really think the Minnesota Vikings are the best team in that conference, man. If Cooks is healthy, I'm just talking. That's why I said pound for pound. I'm saying
but
talent.
everybody
yeah,
there.
everybody
Okay,
there.
okay,
Everybody
okay,
there.
okay.
Even going back to Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? Not even just the Bradford.
He's practicing. I think he's going to come back to practice.
So think about the wide receiver core. Diggs, you know what I'm saying? And they got Thielen. So Kyle Rudolph. You know what I'm saying? And you got Dalvin Cook there. Mm-hmm. And defensively, they got easily a top 3, top 4 defense in football. Arguably the best defense in football.
Outside of Jacksonville, maybe.
So again, if that team is healthy, not to mention their coach is an amazing coach. Mike Zimmer can coach. Mm-hmm. That team is amazing. And it's just sad that this year, again, I think the injury bug is going to wear on that team.
Yeah,
to miss that running back and the quarterback,
special,
instability. And even Case Keenum right now got him winning some games.
Right.
But I really think, man, Minnesota is that good of a football team, man. And it sucks that we don't really get to see them at 100%. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I don't buy the Saints.
The defense is too inconsistent, man. Outside the dome, they really can't do much.
Not buying the Saints. And to be truthful, man, I really don't buy Carolina long term just because of ineffectiveness to run the football. I think Cam can do well. Luke is out. Lord knows how long he's going to be out. I think that spells doom for them. So to be quite honest, I think the NFC's, man, wide open, man. Truth be told, and as I stated before, I think we see 2 teams, man, go to the playoffs. I think we see 2 teams go to the playoffs from the NFC East, but I still think you're going to see most competitive football in the NFC come from the NFC East.
Because I still think, because we got to see how AP going to turn out in Arizona, you know what I mean? So I think that division can come. Then you still got Seattle. You can't count out never.
Oh, Seattle. I definitely still got Seattle being in that
mix. Think they're going to be a little competitive now. They got somebody that can count on running the football. At least until David Johnson.
I just don't trust Carson Palmer, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, he's not playing that bad, though. I think it's that offensive line more so than it is him, because when he has the time, he looks like you can win some football games with him.
I mean, they go hand in hand, though. Because if that O-line can't protect him, he turns back into 39-year-old Carson Palmer.
Right, because he's not going to escape pressure. Like, he's going to fluster. But I think that's somebody to keep an eye on. I do think it's open right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially, so that's why I would just like for my team to continue to pile up these wins early, stay injury free.
Secure things later, right?
Stay injury free. You know what I mean? Because that's most important. To be honest, because one injury can just crush you.
Oh, big time!
Especially the way our quarterback play. You know what I mean? That's the way our quarterback play.
Oh man, yeah, he took some risks. Carson Wentz took some risks.
Like, he was scaring me. That was a what were you thinking moment, man? When he took Mike Adams on at the goal line, like. Bro, I know we want to win, but it's week 6, man. If it's the playoffs or it's January and it's NFC Championship game, I understand that.
Carson Wentz got to learn how to slide.
Yeah,
certainly.
I mean, it's like he just takes over like he's a running back. Like, this ain't North Dakota State no more, man.
And that's what hurt Big Ben in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Big Ben would take, especially playing in a super physical division.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so he plays Cincinnati twice. He plays Baltimore twice. And it's like, dude, you can't keep trying to extend plays, not seeing what's coming from behind you and taking all kinds of hits. You know what I'm saying?
He's been pretty good so far up until now. But last week, I mean, they was blitzing a lot. You know what I mean? So
true that.
But he took a lot of hits Thursday, and it was kind of like, man, even when Thomas Davis sacked him and had his arm, like, and he went down.
Oh, man, his arm went the opposite way.
I was scared. I don't know what, man. But I said, I don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but this be a little bit, be smarter.
Yeah,
gotta be
smart.
You know what I mean?
Gotta be smart.
Every play you can't, just take a sack sometimes, just throw the ball away. And he's, like I said, he's getting better because last year he was taking a bunch of hits, and he got better as the year went on. So I'm hoping as the year go on, he'll understand, look, okay, we can live.
I mean, because can you imagine that, because y'all play Seattle, right?
Yeah, we go to Seattle.
And can you imagine that against a Cam Chancellor?
Right. Like don't do that, man. Just slide. Just slide, bro.
You asking to dive. That's like Cam Chancellor.
Right, just slide,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? So you definitely got to learn. He definitely has to learn. It's okay to slide.
Yeah,
it's okay to live to another drive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the defense you have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We have a good defense.
Trust your defense and go ahead and fight, man. It's okay to do so, man.
He scares me at times, man. My wife would tell you, we be in the house like, all right, good play. But it's like, you just, please don't get hurt, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he go down the season. I mean, I like Nick Foles, but he's not Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? So
I don't like Nick Foles.
You got to stay healthy, man.
But yeah, so Carson stay healthy, man, because I don't. Well, I mean, then again, Nick Foles can play if y'all would like him to, for my sake. But
I mean, he good for a game or two, but I don't want to, put my season on his shoulders again.
Oh man, absolutely. I'll definitely say this though, man. Yeah, that NFC, man, the NFC is just definitely wide open, man. Again, I definitely believe in. I think it's a great time to be a team like the Atlantas, the Cowboys. And, you know, even to Seattle right now, to say, you know what, listen, man, we're still trying to figure this thing out right now. Seattle's pulled off a few wins, but, I mean, they've looked horrible doing it. But at the same time, again, you realize it's early, and you realize, like, everything else is crap around you. So, you know, again, man, that NFC, man, you know, is definitely open, man. So I'm anxious to see that. I hate to see Aaron Rodgers hurt, my favorite quarterback in the league, even though he beat my team last week or the week before. But I love watching Aaron Rodgers play, man. Just for the game, man. Dude is like literally a magician out there, man.
He's special. Like
special.
Special.
So to see him go down for the season, potentially the season, sucks.
Yeah, because this about the third time he has an injury that kind of
and it makes you wonder, man, how much longer he has because he started late anyway in his career.
Well, he's like 33 now, so it's like then how long will he have the athletic ability as well? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be mindful. Like, what does Green Bay do? Like, they stuck kind of like in a hard place right now. Like, do we go ahead and see what we got with Hundley? And say if Hundley plays well, what do you do? Do you trade Hundley or do you trade Rodgers? So it's like. It's kind of.
I mean, well, Hundley been around long enough, so
he's kind of been like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, on the bench learning,
right?
So if he come out and ball, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? That's a question.
Well, I think the biggest issue comes now. It comes down to Mike McCarthy. Me and you are high on him as a coach. We're not high on him at all as a coach. We believe Aaron Rodgers is the coach on the field.
Yeah, he is.
But at the same time, if McCarthy can alter the game plan to Brett Hundley. You know what I'm saying? I think that they may be able to hang in there, you know what I'm saying, and put some points up because they still have wide receiver talent. They don't have a running game, but they got wide receiver talent. And maybe you use Hundley to put his legs to work, you know what I'm saying, and put some points up. So I think Mike McCarthy as a coach, he might actually be on the hot seat now.
Oh, yeah.
While you might think, you know, Aaron Rodgers' injury bought him some time, but I really think that now he's being pulled to the carpet to say, yo, we got to see if you can coach now. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that, you know, we get to see what McCarthy going to do, and truth be told, I have no faith in Mike McCarthy. So I think that Green Bay, man, is in trouble. I really think Green Bay is in trouble. I think if anybody that it helps Detroit. But we got to figure out who is Detroit.
Who are they?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing?
Because they same old Detroit, man. It's dropping.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely.
I mean, they almost came back against, you know, the Saints, but to be down 45-10 as a contender,
goodness,
you can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't drop that. And I love Stafford. You know what I mean? That's my man, but this is like with them, it's like they do this every year. They get you hyped. Then they like, okay, same old Detroit. Same old Detroit. Same stuff. They losing games they should win. Like you had them, I had them going in and beating New Orleans. Like easy. But
no doubt,
it always comes back to them being the same old Lions, man. It's like, I don't know what it is about them, but they just can't get over that hump. So it's like it's hard for me to go all in on them guys, man, because every year it's the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, man. Detroit worries me. I'm gonna tell you what worries me about Detroit, though. I feel like Detroit lack of real weapon in on the passing attack. I think that scares me. I mean, Golden Tate is fine, but he's more of a complimentary number two. I don't think Detroit has a number one wide receiving weapon out there. You know, I like Amir Abdullah. Amir Abdullah, to me, you know, I was high on him coming out of the draft. I think Amir Abdullah's a beast.
Right.
You know, they got a young offensive line, you know, that's coming along with that they've invested in. And they got Stafford, who can actually play. Stafford can play.
Good quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? We got to call a spade a spade. Stafford can definitely play. But who is he really throwing to?
Yeah, it's like I like Marvin Jones, but is he really
again another complimentary
number two guy? So you know, it's like nobody you can count on.
So when you playing a defense, not even just a good defense, but you got defenders who are gonna say, "Oh man, it's Golden Tate. I ain't worried about him."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that is going to pose, you know, a problem for Detroit when they got to play against tougher NFC opponents. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I definitely think that, again, man, this NFC, man, is wide open. I mean, outside the Eagles being a clear 5-1, everybody else got
same, like
2-3 losses. Yeah, everybody got 2-3 losses. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, what a time for my Dallas Cowboys. I'm just glad that they still battling. You know, they fighting through injuries, suspensions, everything else, and that they still right here in the thick of things. Although we've been up the last two games. And so, honestly, it makes me madder because it's like, yo, we should be 4-1 right now.
Right.
But truth of the matter is, again, they'll get it together. So, what about the AFC, man?
Like I said, I believe in Andy, man, and the Chiefs. Like, I just think, you know, the Steelers is just a bad matchup for them. Yeah, I mean, like, I just think, because they lost to them last year in the playoffs. I just think that's not a good matchup for them. But, you know, you don't do what they did in New England and be a bad team. Opening night, you know what I'm saying? They just put a smacking on them. And they've been beating everybody else they've been playing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's been close games, but they pull them out.
But didn't Cam go to New England and beat them there, too?
Yeah, and Cam was playing good ball.
I'm going to say this, though, man. It's like
opening night, that's...
I'm going to say this right now. Like, the first few weeks playing against New England, it's like, you know, it's like having a Mercedes with spinning rims on it. Like, the value started to depreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say, you know, we went to New England and we put up points, it's like everybody's putting up points in New England right now, as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not ready. Again, I think Kansas City is certainly a playoff team.
Absolutely.
I'm not ready to put them over New England or the Steelers. And the reason why, I feel like it comes back down to quarterback play and how they're winning games. Is it sustainable for Alex Smith to be playing at some MVP level? I think not.
I mean, when you add in the coaching that he's getting, though, when Andy gets his quarterbacks to play, you know what I'm saying? Like, he tailor his offense to them guys, and you also got Kareem Hunt. Like,
until hard he gets down behind, though.
Yeah, true, of course. That's why Andy is so good at, though, in the beginning with them first 15 plays, get out to them leads. So it's basically I'm hanging my hat on them getting them leads early. You know what I'm saying? So I think they will continue to do that. But also another team, like you said, you touched on Pittsburgh. But the AFC, man, it's not really it's more competitive teams than the NFC to me, because you got your Oakland, you got your Oakland team that's just been, I don't know what's going on with them. Man.
So what are you saying about Oakland, man? Do you think Oakland's done? What you think?
I just don't see, because Beast Mode don't look like Beast Mode. Amari Cooper just MIA. You know what I mean?
He got a severe case of the drops. Like, what's up with Amari Cooper?
Maybe it's like
we one of the top young wide receivers in the game to.
It's like we swapped
dropping 3 passes every.
We swapped Nelson Aguilar for Cooper this year, man. That's what it looked like. For real, like, you know what I'm saying? He just looked like he don't have no confidence.
Are you telling me Aguilar stole Amari Cooper's gloves?
Listen, man, I hope he did. And keep him, man, and keep him. And keep them.
Keep him.
But, yeah, it's just, like, I don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, the offensive line is playing solid, but still, I don't know what's going on out in Oakland, man. I don't know if it's the move they got coming that's pending, or last year was a fluke. But, I mean, Jack Del Rio is known to be a solid coach, because even in Jacksonville, he's a good coach.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's a fluke. I think that the injury didn't help, but I still think that they were still adjusting. I actually saw something on the internet where the offensive linemen from the Raiders were coming out trying to dispel rumors that they were out there letting Carr get rushed because he wouldn't take a knee.
What?
Yeah, I saw what's the guy from I can't even say his name, so I won't attempt to. The good guard from Baltimore that went to
they call him KO. Osemele.
Okay, Osemele. Mm-hmm. He actually came out and was trying to dispel rumors, because people were saying it in the media that the offensive line were like in opposition with Carr because Carr refused to take a knee with the team.
Wow.
So he it clearly got some traction if they had to come out and tell people like, yo, that's not the truth.
Right.
So I mean, I think it's some chemistry things going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think fitting Marshawn Lynch in the game plan, which they need to do, which surprises me that they run him 8 times, 12 times a game.
Right.
He's a guy you want to get the ball 20 times to.
He needs that.
So I definitely think they got some things to figure out. But again, talent-wise, offensive line, they have a top 5 offensive line in the league. Quarterback, they got a very good young quarterback. We got to see what's going on with his back. One of the best wide receiving duos in the league. Mm-hmm. They got a very capable, very good running back. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as he's back like 100% with Marshawn Lynch, and we got to let him, give us at least half a season.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense has some pieces. So, again, I really think this team, and they've been struggling offensively, though. That's been the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, same thing with Dallas. I trust, and Dallas haven't even been struggling putting up points. It's just been the offensive line been inconsistent. But Oakland, I think that they'll get it together at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, because maybe Carr stays, with the back trouble and it just never gets it together, because his first throw he threw an interception.
Yeah.
So, again, man, but I think Oakland definitely, because like you said, with the teams not being as good in the AFC, Oakland, the window's still open for them to get it together.
And I still like the Chargers, man, too. I like the Chargers.
And they and they 2-4. So they finally they got a couple games under their back.
And their game's been like, close. You talk about Cowboys losing games. They've been like last
field goal, 35-yarders.
even our game against us, we just held the ball and ran the clock out on them. But they've been close in every single game. You know what I mean? And I still like the talent they have. They have a very talented
Same
football
here. Mike
team.
Williams is back too. Shout out to Mike Williams.
Mike Williams got Keenan Allen, got Terrell Williams, got Hunter Henry,
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon,
Yeah.
offensive line solid, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
That defense got the best pass rushing duo I think in the league with them two. So I just still think they're going to hang around because that's what they do always.
Yeah.
They just find a way to
Rivers,
win them close games.
It's on Rivers though. It's on Rivers.
Right.
So,
Especially with a rookie coach, so he got to stop some of them interceptions. He got to cut them out.
So what I'll do, man, with a few minutes left, let's pick these games, man, for the next week, man. Week 7. Let's start with tonight, man. Who we got tonight? Tennessee?
Mariota back, man. I'm going with Tennessee.
Mariota's back, so we like Tennessee tonight for sure. All right, so let's look at next week. Thursday night, you got the Chiefs at Oakland.
I'm going to go with Andy in them, man.
You going with Andy?
I'm going to go with Andy. He going to bounce back after that loss, man.
I'm going to take the Raiders. I take Derek Carr. I take the Raiders because the Raiders understand that if they go 2-5, it is an improbable hole to come out of, man. So I'm taking the Raiders. Buccaneers at the Bills. Who you like?
I'm going to go with Buffalo. Home.
I'm going Buffalo too, man, because Jameis Winston might not play.
Yep.
So I'm going to take Buffalo with you. You got the Panthers at the Bears.
Bears been playing good, man. They've been hanging in there, but I'm going to go with Carolina.
Man, that's a tough game for me.
I'm going with Carolina.
I'm actually going to take Chicago at home.
Yeah.
I like Chicago. No Luke Kuechly. I don't know what Carolina's offense really is about or what they're doing, man, but I think I'm going to take Chicago at home. Titans at the Browns next week.
I'm going to go with the Titans.
You going with the Titans?
Yeah.
I'm going for the upset. I think the Browns finally pull a win off at home. I don't know how they do it, so don't even ask me for logic behind that. But I think the Browns are going to have to win a game, and I think that this week they're going to win, man. Saints at the Packers. Come on, man.
Yeah, with no A-Rod, I'm going to go with the Saints.
You going with the Saints?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I'm going to take the Packers. I think that a week of real preparation for Brett Hundley, and he gets to work with those the first team offense that he never gets to work with during training camp because that's Aaron Rodgers' crew. I think Brett Hundley is a vet. I think that the Saints are not as tough as they may appear in this game. And I like the Packers, man. I'm taking them at home, man. I think that they're going to respond, man. Jaguars at the Colts.
Jaguars.
Yeah, give me the Jags. Cardinals at the Rams.
Tough divisional game. I'm going to go with the Rams, though, on that one.
Give me the Cardinals, man. I think the Cardinals defensively match up well with the Rams. I think Adrian Peterson being there, man, is going to give them some added juice. Larry Fitzgerald recently said if I would have had Adrian Peterson, I would have won a ring.
Yeah.
So give me the Cardinals, though, man, in that game, man, although the Rams defensively are very good.
Yep.
Okay, so the Jets at the Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Going
I'm
with
going to the Jets. Yeah, I like how McCown throwing the rock around, man. I like that defense, that young defense they got.
Man, who would believe that the Dolphins are 3-2? But I'm going to take the Jets as well, which is why I don't get caught up in the hype of Week 6 football. Because the Dolphins certainly ain't a 3-2 team. But I'm going to take the Jets as well with you, man. Ravens at the Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Vikings on that.
Give me the Vikings as well. I think the defenses are going to show out. I think it's low scoring, but I think that the Vikings are going to crush Joe Flacco. So who we got next? Seahawks at the Giants.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Oh, I'm taking the Seahawks with you.
Yeah.
Bengals at the Steelers.
I'm going to go with the Steelers on that one,
I'm taking the Steelers with you as well. Broncos at the Chargers.
The Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
You taking the Chargers?
I'm taking the Chargers.
I take the Broncos, man.
They should have beat them week 1, man.
I take the Broncos. They were embarrassed on national TV. I got them to come back, man, against these Chargers and win, man. Falcons at the Patriots. My. Super Bowl rerun.
I'm going to go with Tom Brady and company. I don't like Atlanta on the road.
You know what, man? Tom Brady and company is home, so I think that I will certainly take Tom Brady and company at home as well. Although I won't lie to you, a week for this team to get back offensively is a perfect week. Right, for the Falcons. So it takes us to our two prospective teams, man. We got the Cowboys at San Francisco. Jeff, be a smart man.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious, man. I mean, it's going to be close, though, because San Fran in every game. But
They've
I got y'all pulling it out.
All year.
I got y'all pulling it out.
I don't trust this new kid, man, coming out there for San Fran. Dallas got a long time to prepare for this. Had a long time to sit and think about that nasty, disgusting loss against Green Bay. Dallas will certainly beat the 49ers. Next Monday night, you got the Washington Redskins coming to Philadelphia, man. What is it going to be?
I'm going with us, man. Norman potentially out, Breland potentially out, Jonathan Allen potentially out. They just lost their kicker. Yeah, so I'm rocking with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So with all things being said, man, I'm going to echo Jeff's sentiments. I don't normally like just picking the Eagles, but at the same time.
Got to be smart, man.
Yeah, you got to be smart. We don't troll here. I got the Eagles probably winning that game 27-17. Kirk Cousins will make it look pretty a bit. That's the wild card. Kirk Cousins can definitely put up some numbers. But with all those
injuries,
man, defensively, I don't think it bodes well.
Potentially
for
Darby
Washington.
coming back, this week. We don't know yet, but that's potential. He could potentially
And I mean,
be out
hey,
there.
do your thing. Let LeGarrette Blount beat up those guys. So when they play Dallas the following week, man, more guys be out. So listen, man, those are our picks for next week, man. This has been a fascinating show. Let me tell y'all something. Again, I gotta give mad shout outs to the Greene Turtle, 1100 Bethlehem Pike. Listen, y'all, the food is fantastic, man. I even had a drink or two or three. And I'm telling you, you have to go ahead, man, and try this place out. You haven't checked it out. It's probably one of the best kept secrets in Philadelphia.
In Philly, yes.
Because I'm telling you right now, quit going off of brand recognition. Stop showing up to Champs because Champs is Champs. Go somewhere where you actually can go taste the food, like the food, because you actually like it, not just because
Great
you know that's the
atmosphere.
place to go to.
Like I said, TVs everywhere.
TVs everywhere.
Watch what you want.
You can control your TV from your booth.
Can't do that nowhere else.
They have TVs near your booth. So, like, if your kids is with you, you can turn on your Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol or something. If you got adults there, you literally could just watch the football game and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, again, man, this spot right here, the Greene Turtle, I promise you, listen, man, I will be back personally myself, man, to just eat, drink, and do everything else here because it's a great place, man, great vibes. So you got to check them out. Trophy Sports. I don't even know what episode it is, man. Blame it on the drinks.
Yeah. Like I said, great atmosphere here, man. Y'all got to come check it out.
Justin said it's episode
16?
16, so we're going to call
Another
it
great episode. First live episode. Great episode. Great atmosphere here. Got family and friends here supporting us.
Shout out to everybody
Shout out to everybody
here,
that came through. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
We got the Steelers fans in effect. But yeah, man, another show in the books, man. Listen, so check us out, man. We on every single
platform,
podcast,
whatever
platform.
You can do.
Justin, man, roll them down to me because I don't know, man. We on Podbean,
iTunes, Google Play.
We on iTunes, Google Play,
Stitcher
Radio. TuneIn Radio.
We everywhere, man.
And that's it, man. So
we tweeted all that, man.
Everywhere you need to go, we're there, man.
Tell your friends, tell your aunts, your uncles, everybody. Let them know.
Yeah, man, stop listening to Skip Bayless and them, man. They're garbage anyway.
Yeah, give us that time, man. Give us that time, please.
All right, y'all. We out, man. Signing out, man. It's your boy Carl, Jeff.
We get at y'all next week, man.
Catch y'all next week, man.